Hello everyone, my name is Zahra Razi, and together with my colleagues Ahmed and Daniel, we will present a market analysis case study conducted for Tapojärvi company. This study focuses on the valorization of fine steel slag produced at the Acerinox stainless steel plant located in Los Barrios, Cádiz, Spain. The objective of this work is to identify potential local users, understand the technical and regularity requirements for slag utilization, and evaluate the market feasibility for Tapojärvi's processing approach. Ultimately, this study supports Tapojärvi's mission to transform industrial residues into valuable resources for construction. Tapojärvi is a Finnish industrial service company that operates mobile units for slag management and recovery. One of these systems is called MOSPU, the Mobile Slag Processing Unit. At the Acerinox site, the system separates and processes different slag fractions directly at the steel plant. The process generates three main outputs: a fine fraction, sand size fraction, and metallic recoveries. Our study concentrates on the fine slag fraction. This material is often landfilled in Europe due to its complex composition, but it actually holds a strong potential as a substitute for mineral filler, fine aggregate, or a supplementary cementitious material. By recovering and processing it on-site, Tapojärvi not only reduces waste, but also enables a circular use of materials within the region. Stainless steel production at Acerinox generates around 100 to 150 kilograms of slag per ton of steel, and the fine fraction represents a considerable amount of that. Chemically, it's composed mainly of calcium oxide, silica, magnesium oxide, and minor amounts of iron and chromium oxides. Untreated, these slags can cause environmental problems such as leaching of heavy metals or dust generation. However, once processed, the material becomes inert, dense, and non-leaching, meaning it can safely be reused in road construction, asphalt, or concrete applications. This approach supports the European Circular Economy Action Plan and UN Sustainable Development Goals 9 and 12, reducing landfill use and raw materials extraction. Now, my colleague Daniel will present the regularity framework and the results of our market feasibility analysis.
Thank you, Zahra. Thank you, Zahra. For a byproduct like slag to be used in construction, it must meet several European and Spanish standards because the regulation here in the EU are quite complex. But we are focusing on the specifications that are defined for the aggregates in asphalt. This is EN 13043. The one that covers aggregates for concentrate, this is EN 126020. The one that covers unbound materials for road and civil works, this is EN 13242. And the environmental safety that is ensured in the law EN 12457. At the national level, Spanish PG3 specification defines limits for methylene blue value, fines, and sulfate content. In our case, Tapojärvi met all these limits. Methylene blue is below 1.2 grams per 100 grams, so this is acceptable. And it is also acceptable the sulfate metal concentrate. The CE marking under the EU 305 of 211 and registration under the REACH are required before commercialization, and both are achievable for this material. So we are in a good track. About the market analysis and price comparison, we conducted a regional market study to identify potential end users of fine slag. More than 10 companies were mapped within a radius of 150 kilometers of the Acerinox plant, including Holcim España, Acciona Infraestructuras, FCC Construcción, Hormigones Cádiz, and Saint-Gobain Weber. These companies produce asphalt, ready-mix use concentrate, or precast elements, and all use large amounts of fine fillers for aggregates. In terms of pricing, natural limestone filler and fine sand are sold at around 20 to 10 euros per ton, while blast furnace slag is already recognized as a cement additive and can reach among 30 to 50 euros per ton. Tapojärvi's processed fine slags has no raw material cost and the only expense is logistics and handling. So depending on the distance, the delivered price may range between 10 to 30 euros per ton, making it one of the most competitive materials in the local market. Now, about the feasibility and potential demand. We have calculated that the transportation costs are at a rate of 15, 17 cents per ton or per kilometer, including the VAT, for example, to whole cement plant in Jerez. That's only 15 kilometers away, would cost about 3 euros per ton. While, for example, Acciona site in Puerto Real, that's 95 kilometers away, would cost around 17 euros per ton. The five nearest and most relevant companies together could consume approximately 63,000 tons of slag per year. This is equivalent to 25% of Acerinox annual slag production. Although this shows a strong local potential, the other 250,000 tons cannot be absorbed by the Cádiz uh, industrial zone alone. So therefore, the expansion to other Spanish regions and export to other markets would be essential for full valorization. Now, our colleague Ahmed will discuss about the circular economy benefits, innovation opportunities, and strategic recommendations for Tapojärvi.
Thank you, Daniel. And now, for my part, I will be talking about circularity, sustainability, and innovation. Like fine slag perfectly fits the circular economy model. Each one reused avoid about 0.5 tons of CO emissions, like prevent 250,000 tons of waste from entering landfills and saves around 180,000 tons of virgin aggregate extraction every year. Additionally, material naturally carbonates over time, capturing between 60 to 80 kilograms of CO2 per ton. And beyond construction use, fine slags has shown promising results in wastewater filtration, abrasive application in shipyards, and even CO2 mineralization of geopolymers production. The Acerinox location is quite unique due to its proximity to port of Algeciras, offers logistical advantages of exporting to North Africa and Portugal, further increasing market potential. Based on our findings, we propose 4 main strategies for Tapojärvi's next steps. First step is partnership and bundling. Collaborate with local companies such as Holcim, Acciona, and FCC to integrate slags into existing supply chains, offer combined filler and sand products under single contract. The second step, our second recommendation, is environmental positioning. Market the slag as a certified low-carbon material eligible for sustainability credits like LEED or BREEAM. Third, market expansion. Use the port of Algeciras to export surplus slag to regions with higher infrastructure demand, especially Morocco and Portugal. And finally, policy support. Work with the Junta de Andalucía to classify steel slag as byproduct under Law 7/2002 and include it in public works tenders under the PG3 framework. This step would allow Tapojärvi to transform this feasibility study into real commercial operation and set example of industrial circularity in Spain.
In conclusion, this market analysis confirms that fine steel slag from Acerinox can be transferred from an industrial waste into a valuable construction material. Through collaboration, certification, and strategic partnerships, Tapojärvi can achieve full circular use of 250,000 tons of slag annually, supporting both sustainability and regional economic growth. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your attention as well.
Thank you for your attention.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.